Never join it. They don't know the left and right in the lodge. So we started telling them, come and see what we do there.
The churches are saying that there are practices in various lodges. They're not specific about the Orange Order, but there are practices which they feel are not Christian and not compatible with Christianity. And they would also argue that lodge activity is really taking lodge members away from the church, that they should be using all their spare energy to further the church rather than another organisation.
The lodge meeting was meant to start at 11 o'clock on Saturday, but in fact didn't start until about 3 o'clock. And just nobody appeared to arrive at 11. They just came, I don't know, when the Spirit moved them. And seeing all the flags and everything, well, I mean, it's very reminiscent of home, for to go into an Orange Hall at home and see a row of maybe 4 flags at the front. What do you remember most about visit to Northern Ireland?
What I remember most is the day we landed.
Oh, right.
There was an attack by the IRA from the airport.
Oh, right.
There was an attack as we were going to the hotel.
Oh, right.
There was an attack near the Parkview Hotel.
Right, okay.
You see. But we met the scene and they couldn't, when they saw that we were blacks, they wondered who we were.
Right, okay.
Some people say that the Orange Order is anti-Catholic. Is that correct?
In Ghana, it's not perceived as it is in England. And I suppose if people say the Orange Order is anti-Catholic, it might be due to the history of the Orange Order. But in Ghana, both Catholics and other religions, they live together. We even intermarry among ourselves.
Right here, our Protestant reverends do not understand the meaning of the Orange Order. So we want to expand it so that we train them in it, and then they grasp it as how the Roman Catholics have got their Knight of Marshall, Knight of St. John. They embrace it. So we want the Protestant churches to embrace the Orange Lodge as such. Since they haven't been to any lodge, they thought we are criminals, or we are juju men, those who eat in the night, and so on and so forth.
For the first time, I had the first ever orange man from that part of the world to be in our midst. Brother, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much. Shall I speak now?
Not now.
No, okay.
Appropriately, he'll be addressing you, probably at the end of the ceremony. Thank you very much.
The installation that they staged for you, I mean, how comfortable were you with that taking place on TV cameras? I mean, that's not something that would happen over here.
There's nothing really secret or about what happened there. You know, people think that the Orange Order is a secretive institution, but if you go and look at the House of Commons records from 1826, a lot of our ritual was put on the record then by Daniel O'Connell in the House of Commons.
What do you think was the frame of mind of the 2 recruits?
I had been chatting to them beforehand, and they'd been in the juniors, and in Africa the juniors are not initiated into the Orange Order until they're perhaps well into their 20s. The rule is actually they have to be financially independent before they're initiated, and so they were fairly well experienced in Orange matters, so I don't think there was anything of a surprise to them.
In the beginning, God created heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the water. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was.
People in Ghana understand Orange Order in the past. But it came to a stage that they lack understanding just because of these charismatic churches who refuse to learn. But now that we are breaking new grounds, we are going into them by foot, by personality. We invite them into some of our ceremonies. We are now making our ceremonies more open. We are seeing a lot of changes, and we are going back to the former life when people understand that it is togetherness, sharing one meal together, that makes the Orange Order.
Well, there were visitors there from Togo, and they don't speak English at all. By using a combination of languages, everybody was eventually able to speak to everyone else. I've got a County Down accent that's perhaps a little difficult to understand. But first of all, I say a few words in French. Pour mes amis et mes frères de Togo, pour moi, ce jour c'est un grand honneur. C'est un jour spécial. C'est la première visite pour moi avec mes frères qui fait les réunions des loges en français.
We have an adage in our traditional area that says, when we are going to a church and you meet a white, you have to respect, just because you have seen your God. So anytime we see a white man in among us, we cherish their coming, and knowing that he's coming from the heart of Origism, that is Ulster, we know today we are all Ulster men and women.
From the Orange Lodge and people in the various districts paraded in, I mean, it all just started, and there appears to be spontaneous singing from different parts of the church. I think what happens is that if the ladies' committee in the church decide they would like to contribute to the service, they just start, not necessarily part of the planned service, but they start and they sing a song or something. Then perhaps the choir will sing a song, and then the men's group will sing a song. And then the people from the Orange Order, they had to contribute as well, and so they sang a song. I've been at church services, other church services, where people have been, dancing in the aisles and breaking into, starting to sing in not a structured manner, and I felt slightly embarrassed by that. But out there, I mean, the same thing happening, it just felt very, very natural. There was several bouts of people dancing as they sang, almost more swaying than dancing. This appeared to be something that's intimately connected with whatever hymn or song they're singing. And it happened for some songs, but not for others. So when the Orange Order one came on, and well, I was sitting at the front amongst them, I didn't have any real option not to do it. This is my first visit to Ghana, and it has been a wonderful, wonderful experience for me. The kindness and the openness and the friendliness of everyone has greatly touched me, and I thank you for that. When I go home and I report back to our lodge members, our Orange Order members in Ireland, I hope that we can set up some sort of a support organisation.
Now that they have gone closer to us, we believe that they could assist us do a whole lot of things here. We mentioned some of them to him already. We talk about transport for our people. We talk about all that we are in progress, and we want to complete them. If they could extend their hand to us to finish all that, then of course they'll be of great service to us.
We can help you, and also that you can help us, because we've got a lot to learn from the Orange Order in Ghana as well. Perhaps you don't think that, but I strongly believe that there are things that we can learn from you in terms of your attitude, your good church attendance, the humility and the honesty amongst the people here, the friendliness and the openness. Believe me, we've got things to learn from you.